The Jamaica Teachers Association says it is seeking clarity from the Ministry of Health regarding plans to vaccinate teachers ahead of the start of the new school year. Now, due to the limited availability of vaccines, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton last week announced restrictions on who gets the job. JTA President Jasford Gabriel is questioning what now.
And so we want to hear very clearly from the Ministry of Health and Wellness as to how our teachers are treated as members of the priority group, since we keep getting concerned about our teachers, those who are inclined towards getting their vaccination being turned away.
But even as Jamaica is set to receive new shipments of the vaccines, Mr. Gabriel added that teachers are increasingly frustrated.
We've been pushing, and encouraging our teachers to get vaccinated. In fact, we had lobbied for teachers to be on the priority list so that those who are so inclined can be vaccinated. And so those now who have taken up the offer and are being denied are quite frustrated and are seeking answers from us as an association.
The World Health Organization, WHO, says the COVID Delta is becoming the dominant variant of the disease worldwide. It says the variant appears to be more contagious, more deadly, and more resistant to current vaccines and treatments.
This virus, as I say, the Delta variant, the other variants, but this particular Delta variant is faster, it is fitter, it will pick off the more vulnerable more efficiently than previous variants. And therefore, if there are vulnerable people left without vaccination, they remain even at further risk. All of these viruses have been lethal in their own regard. This virus has the potential to be more lethal because it's more efficient in the way it transmits between humans, and it will eventually find those vulnerable individuals who will become severely ill, have to be hospitalized, and potentially die.
And still on COVID-19, as 23 new cases of the virus were confirmed on Monday from 286 samples. The country's overall case count is now 49,735. The positivity rate now stands at 7.7%. 3 new deaths have been recorded, pushing the death toll to 1,037. In the meantime, 119 persons are hospitalized with the respiratory illness. 5 are critically ill. There are 19,396 active cases. To other news now, operations at the Montego Bay Revenue Services Center in St. James have been disrupted due to a protest by employees. They are reportedly upset about poor working conditions. The workers claim that they have no air conditioning. Up to 11 o'clock, only elderly customers were being accommodated.
Nobody come out and say anything.
So you really don't know what is happening?
No, don't know what's going on inside here. We're just waiting.
So you've been here from what, 8 o'clock?
Yeah, earlier than that.
You go talk to the lady and tell her, me come pick up the driver's license. So he tell me, say like nothing now, go on today. But the security is supposed to hold on a little bit after 10.
And for the latest on the economy, here's Cody and Barrett with the Business Minute.
Global foreign direct investments FDI flows reached its lowest in 2020. It's expected to see some improvements this year. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development's World Investment Report published on Monday, it projects an increase of 10% to 15%. It said FDI flows plunged globally by 35% from $1.5 trillion to $1 trillion. This was due to COVID-19 lockdowns around the world, which slowed down existing investment projects. The projected recovery reflects lingering uncertainty about access to vaccines, the emergence of virus mutations, and the reopening of economic sectors. Trustee Wilfred Baghalu has been appointed to oversee Fly Jamaica Airways bankruptcy proceedings. The first meeting of creditors will take place virtually on July 28. Fly Jamaica sought bankruptcy protection following a crash in November 2018 involving one of its 2 aircraft at the Chedijagan International Airport in Guyana. Fly Jamaica had struggled to recover and has been out of operation since March 2019, despite announcements it would reopen under new ownership. A number of passengers and staff are yet to receive compensation. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Cody Ann Barrett.
And we now head to a quick break. When we come back, Renardo Brown will have the Midday Sports.
Welcome back. It's now time for Midday Sports. I'm Renata Brown. The chairman of the Professional Football Jamaica Limited, Chris Williams, says with 5 days to go before the start of the Jamaica Premier League, the original plan to have 12 teams in the competition is still intact. Dean of the Faculty of Sport at UWI, Dr. Agshay Mansingh, said the club was considering withdrawing from the truncated competition due to financial constraints. However, Williams says at this point the plan is to have UWIFC in the competition.
We have heard there's no question that their preparation is a lot slower than the rest of the league. And but I am in discussions with them. Everybody has challenges, and the UWI's challenges are well known to the country. So we're helping the UWI to work through those challenges. But so far everything is a go.
Williams also said that a withdrawal from UWI would not affect the format, but that they would no longer be eligible for any of the funding for the season. More football. England need a point to make progress to the round of 16 of the European Championship when they face Czech Republic in their final group match at Wembley today. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. Jamaica time. Also at 2 p.m., Scotland host Croatia at Hampden Park in the other Group D fixture. Now, yesterday, Denmark set up a last 16 tie with Wales after a 4-1 victory over Russia in Copenhagen, and Belgium had a 2-0 win over Finland. And over in Group C, the Netherlands beat North Macedonia 3-0 to make it 3 wins from 3, while Austria also progressed from the group thanks to a 1-0 win over Ukraine. Now to cricket, as at sports time, India were 39 for 1, a lead of 7 runs on the penultimate day of the World Test Championship final against New Zealand in Southampton. With their entire fourth day lost due to rain, New Zealand resumed their first innings at 101 for 2 in reply to India's 217 all-out. Captain Kane Williamson carried on from 12 to score 49 as New Zealand were bowled out for 249, holding a 32-run lead on first innings. Opener Devon Conway top scored with 54. Mohammad Shami ended with 4 for 76, while Ishan Sharma had 3 for 48. The game will head into its reserve day come Wednesday. Should the game end in a draw, both teams will share the cash prize of £1.7 million. World Athletics on Sunday said it will offer an additional $1 million in prize money for athletes at its World Championship, starting from the 2022 event in Eugene, Oregon. The global governing body for athletics said $2 million from the fines paid by the Russian Athletics Federation for breaching the sport's anti-doping rules will be used to boost the prize pool at the next 2 championships in Oregon and Budapest. The additional prize money will be part of the host city contract from 2025 onwards, World Athletics add. Now, the extra funds will guarantee that each of the 44 individual events receive an additional $23,000 in prize money at each championship. And finally, 2015 110-meter hurdles champion Russian hurdler Sergei Shublenkov has been cleared in what the Athletics Integrity Unit, AIU, said on Tuesday was a genuinely exceptional doping case involving a diuretic prescribed by a family member. The AIU said that a low concentration of a banned substance had been found in Shublenkov's out-of-competition sample collected in December 2020. Shublenkov told the unit that the finding was linked to the residue of a medication taken by a family member. The AIU added that its charge against Shublenkov had been referred to the disciplinary tribunal, which found that Shublenkov's case was genuinely exceptional. And that's it for your Midday Sports. I'm Renata Brown. It's back to you, Giovanni.
Well, Renata, a genuinely exceptional 21-year-old female is now blowing up the tracks.
I'm going to assume we're talking about Sha'Carri Richardson.
Indeed. What is it about her that is generating so much interest globally?
I think it's a difference. We were all used to athletes who are more subdued in their celebration until Usain Bolt in 2008. But now we're seeing that on the female side. And it's exciting, and there are a lot of persons who still think they're purists and they want track and field and sportsmanship to be at its best. But I think she's good for the sport. I think she's really good for the sport. And the competition with herself, Dina Asher-Smith, who she said she'd never heard of, and Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price should be interesting.
Should be interesting indeed. And that's the Midday News. I'm Giovanni Dennis. Join us at 7 for Primetime News. On behalf of the news, the sports and the production teams, have a good afternoon.